Hey, this is Kevin Ona with Team Elite. Got our boy here, Jonathan Rodriguez, also part of Team Elite. Came in top 8 on Saturday at the Miami Regionals. So we're gonna get into the deck profile, see what he did, and yeah. So tell us how you did.
I went X2. My first loss came in round 3 against Pendulums. I got 2-0'd. Didn't go into game 3 at all except for the last round. I lost to Sky Striker Orcus. Those are just my 2 losses for the day.
What deck did you run?
I ran True Draco Sky Striker.
Okay. How did that fare for you?
It was very good. I feel like it was very good for the tournament. Got a little unlucky against Pendulums. I got unlucky against Sky Striker Orcus at the end, but it happens. Everything else, though, I mean, I didn't go to game 3 at all, except for the last round, like I said, so I think the deck performed very well.
All right, let's get into it.
All right. So for the monsters, we have 2 Ray. We don't ever need more. There's a lot of ways to see her. I rarely ever want to see her in my opening hand. I consider her a brick. Then we have 2 Ignis, 1 Blue Boy, and then what everybody thought was strange was the 2 Nibs.
Why not Ash?
Because Ash, my hardest matchups is Thunder and like combo, and Ash doesn't consistently stop them, while Nibiru is just a blowout against those kind of decks. So there's no way for me to justify running Ash over Nib. Okay. Nibiru came up a lot on Saturday. So for the spells, 3 Diagram, 2 Heritage, 2 Disciples. I mean, that's pretty standard. Then we have the Striker spells, 3 Area 0, 3 Engage, self-explanatory. If you're not running 3 Area 0, you're just not doing it right. For the 1-ofs, we have the Widow, Hercule, Hornet Drone, Multi-Roll, Afterburner, Eagle Booster. Eagle Booster is probably the second best card in the deck. Everybody likes Widow Anchor. I don't prioritize Widow Anchor. I prioritize my Eagle. I assure myself that I can survive. That way, on my follow-up turns, I can out-resource my opponent. And
so you usually search for the Eagle Booster before the Widow?
Oh, absolutely. I usually don't search Widow until I turn 2, turn 3. The longer you keep Widow in the deck, the higher the percentages that you win. Because then you just OTK, not OTK, but you just take the monster and beat them.
Nice.
And then probably the best card in the deck, Shark Cannon.
Why 3?
The most represented deck is Orcus, and so this fares really good against Orcus. You just banish their harp, you banish their resources in the graveyard. You can actually special summon their ding on your turn, send a card they control. Also for Sky Striker Orcus, which is the most popular deck, I can summon back multiple Kagaris.
Nice.
On the end phase.
How many times did you summon Kagari in one turn?
A lot, actually. I only have 1 Kagari, obviously, but it felt like I had a lot more for the tournament just because of this card. So it was very good. And then 2 Call By, just because sometimes your bad hands have to resolve. This assures that it doesn't get ashed, and then it's just more ammo for Orcus.
And Thunder.
And Thunder, yeah, absolutely. We have Set Rotation, Upstart, Terraforming. Set Rotation's busted. I mean, there's not much to say about that.
Well, we watched you play yesterday, and we saw that you set rotation, and then you popped their Area 0 and got your own Ray.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I give them the Area 0 from my deck, and then that's the really cool combo. You just diagram away a spell, get the Heritage for the draw, and then you also pop your Area 0 to get your Ray. Like, there's many ways to see Ray. Those are one of the many ways.
Nice, heads up.
And then just 1 Secrets, 1 Knowledge.
Why not 2 Secrets?
Because it keeps a brick in the deck. If you top deck this by itself, it's really bad. But if you get this or the Blue Boy, you basically get rid of the whole package out of the deck. So I opted to do that instead. The second one never came up. We have 2 Chalice because once again Thunder.
Why not Imperms?
Imperm, you can't activate it from the hand if you control a card, obviously. And many opportunities came up where I actually got to Chalice and IP when I was going for like whatever play I was going for. So Chalice is just really good. Also for Colossus too. Okay. It helps me deal with multiple Colossus. And then for the last 2 cards, just 2 Apocalypse.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty self-explanatory.
Pretty standard.
For the extra deck, we have 1 Kagari, 1 Kaina, 2 Hayate, 3 Shizuku. It's pretty standard.
Why not 3 Hayate?
It never comes up, and if it does come up, you can just shuffle back a Hayate with the Hercules base. But the third Hayate never ever comes up.
Okay.
Then we have the 1 Clara, Hita. Clara can come up against Pendulum like Secret Village, or even when you normal summon an Ignister and they get rid of your link somehow, you could just link it into this. That way you can activate your Sky Striker spells. And then Hita's really good because you can make it with Ignis too. Also, it's a spellcaster. So in one of my games, I was facing one of my teammates. I top decked the Knowledge, sent the Hita, and pretty much guaranteed me the game. For the Nightmares, just Phoenix, Unicorn. Ningirsu, toolbox card. Never came up, but there are certain scenarios where it would come up, so that's why you have to run it. If you don't, it's pretty bad. Boral Sword and the Amphibious Ambler Whale.
Ooh.
Yeah, this card's really good. Basically, it gains 200 for every link monster in the graveyard, both your and your opponent's. When it gets destroyed, you basically get to summon back your Kugari. It's a link 3 or lower, but it's obviously Kugari. And then whenever a link gets destroyed, or a link 3 or lower gets destroyed, you pop a card on the field. So that effect never really came up because most of the time they weren't able to get over this. I summoned this against an Invoked Mech Knight player and Eagle boosted it, and that was basically a game. Time was running down. He didn't have any choice.
GG.
And then last card, ding. For the Orcus matchup again, just Shark Cannon there, Galatea, ding, send. Deck for game. For the side deck, 3 Dark Rulers. I don't like Thunder. I don't like Pendulums. So I have to run it at 3. Two different Dimension Grounds. This is really good against Orcus, really good against Salad. A scenario came up yesterday in the last round where my opponent activated Harp, chained the Nightmare. I chained this, and he scooped because it didn't matter what he sent off Nightmare, it was going to get banished. It didn't matter what he summoned off Harp, it was going to get banished. So once again, Orcus players get down to resources too quick, and then they don't really have a good way to come back into the game.
Okay.
2 Typhoon. This card's really good against Orcus, Pendulum.
Probably the Babel too on in phase.
Yeah, that's why it's so good against Orcus, because all the Sky Strikers set their spells, and they just pop their Babel. That way their IP is like not live. 3 Droll.
Ooh, I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah. The reasoning for it was just more stuff for Thunder. It's very hard to deal with Thunder. Fortunately, there wasn't much Thunder representation at Hollywood, but it did help me against Invoked Mech Knight, and it did stop Pendulums from searching for 1 turn. But, I mean, clearly against Pendulums, I got 2-0'd, so it is what it is. And then 2 Skullmeister, 2 Lancia.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. I didn't run System Down because System Down is only for basically Orcus. I'd rather have versatility in my side deck than just cards for 1 matchup. And then last card on my side is just the 3rd Nib, just for combo and Orcus. And yeah.
Well, nice, man. Well, do you have any shout-outs?
Yeah, shout out to Coop Star Cards. Go follow their channel. Shout out to my team. Shout out to my boy Brandon, my boy Jaden, Gabe, who actually let me borrow most of these cards. So thank you very much. Shout out to my boy Kona. Shout out to my locals at Cool Comics. Shout out to my girlfriend.
Nice.
That's about it.
Alrighty, well, this is Elite signing out.